Welcome to another edition of Bet with Bobano, Wednesday, August 21st. Little delay for the show today, but we are finally here and ready to go for the remainder of this Wednesday MLB card, to breaking it down here for the rest of the Wednesday slate. Looking forward to it. A shout out to everyone joining us here for this edition of Bet with Bobano. Of course, as always, we want to begin the show with taking care of business. Bitwallet.bet. Bet smart. Bet anonymously. Crypto sports book and casino. I finally got around to trying out one of these crypto books. Was bitwallet.bet. Finally deposited some of the Bitcoin that I've been investing for years into it, and it is a great sports book. That's why it's the sponsor of the show. That's why I'm promoting it. That's why I'm endorsing it. That's why I'm recommending it to all of you. It is a great crypto sports book and casino. It's a perfect time to sign up and try it out right before football season. And again, you can click the affiliate link right below you. It's in the comments section of the video later, and you can see it on the screen right now, bitwallet.bet/affiliate/Ian. Click that link, and when you do, sign up for an account there, and you'll be eligible for a 50% deposit bonus on each of your first 3 crypto deposits. It's a great sports book. You've got the North American international sports options available to you. You've got obviously live betting, including live betting, same game parlays, which is a great feature. Live dealers for all the casino games at BitWallet. So again, try it out. Football season's here. Register for an account using the link bitwallet.bet/affiliate/Ian, and you'll be eligible for a 50% crypto bonus on each of your first 3 crypto deposits at BitWallet. Make sure you check that out indeed. All right, and the other piece of business to make sure you guys are aware of is that the clock is ticking on the 6 months all sports discount. After Saturday, that's it. It goes back to its regular price of $400 for indefinitely. Let's put it that way. But we've been running the 6 months all sports Dub Club subscription discount really since the early part of July. We've given you almost 2 months to sign up for it. But after Saturday, the first day of the college football season, it goes back to $400. So if you want to get it and sign up and subscribe for it for the $150 off savings down to $250 for 6 months all sports, now's the time to do it. And you'll be set up all sports till February 2025. You'll get the entire NFL and college football season, the rest of the CFL season, the rest of the MLB season, a very good portion of the NHL, NBA, and college basketball season, which gets going in the fall. You'll get all of that in your subscription, which will go until the end of February. And again, it goes back to the regular price of $400 after this Saturday. So 6 months all sports, $250, 22.2 units of profit. NFL and college football combined. It's every side total, player prop bet, every bet in every sport that I make will be posted at Dub Club as part of your subscription. So again, make sure you check that out. Profitable in the CFL this season, profitable in MLB. Barely in MLB are we profitable, but we're profitable. It's all that matters. Profit's profit. That's always the goal. So again, 6 months, all sports, $250 US until Saturday with that offer. So make sure you get on board that discount. The other options remain the regular price. 1 month all sports, $75. 3 months all sports, $200. 1 year all sports, $750 at Dub Club. And if you're looking for something of a lower volume variety, best bets and top plays only in all sports, then SoBet would be your option. The link is there on the screen. It's also posted on Twitter X. $9.95 per month subscription for best bets and top plays only in all sports at SoBet. All right, there we go. It's time now to talk a little MLB. Actually, you know what? I got to put the YouTube link on Twitter X, so I will do that quickly before we get going. But I know we have a couple of MLB games already off and running today, but the majority of the MLB slate is still in front of us. So we will get to that here in just a moment. All right, perfect. The link is posted. The YouTube link is posted. Forgot to do that. We are all set and ready to go with the breakdown of the remainder of the MLB card. So let's get to it, and we will start with Arizona and Miami. We've got Jordan Montgomery, the lefty, for the Diamondbacks. Rodary Munoz for Miami. Diamondbacks minus 160, road favorites. The total here is 9, shaded to the under here in this game. My first thought here when it comes to this matchup is I liked over 8.5. It's up to 9. 8.5s are pretty much gone, but I still agree with the move up in the total. Jordan Montgomery has had a disappointing season. Now he is starting to show some signs of maybe starting to get things back on track a bit, but I'm going to have to see a little bit more. And on the flip side, more than anything, this is me going against Roderi Munoz, and I have no problem doing that. He hasn't been very good at all. He's given up 5 runs or more in 3 of his last 5 starts. All 5 of Roderi Munoz's last 5 starts, all 5 of them have gone over the total. All 5 of them. So I think we see more of the same here. Obviously, I think Arizona probably wins and does more of the damage offensively in this game. But that being said, I don't think Montgomery or the Diamondbacks bullpen is going to completely blanket and shut down the Marlins either. I think they'll be able to chip in. So for me, it's over 8.5. It's gone up to 9. I agree with that move. All right, move along now. Next up on the slate, we've got Colorado and Washington. Actually, sorry, we've got Minnesota, San Diego first. Simeon Woods, Richardson, and Matt Waldron, the pitching matchup. San Diego minus 130, home favorites, 8 the total. I lean Twins here as a dog off a loss yesterday. I think Woods, Richardson in a little bit better form. Waldron's not in good form. Waldron has not been good. 3 of his last 4 starts, he's been crushed. That's not exactly a pitcher I'm looking to take as a favorite. I would lean Twins. I like the over more, though. 8.5 is what we're looking at with the total. I do think we see runs. My one concern with Woods Richardson, and it's why I like the over a bit more than the Twins in this game, is because Minnesota, Woods Richardson does have a worse road ERA. His road ERA is above 4. That does bother me when it comes to taking the Twins. I'll have a piece of the Twins, but I like the over a little bit more in this game. So Twins, a little bit more on the over for me in that game with the Twins and Padres. All right, we've got Colorado, Washington. Mitchell Parker, the lefty for the Washington Nationals, and we've got Trevor Gordon here on the mound for the Colorado Rockies. We've got Washington minus 160, home favorites, 8 being the total in this game. No, Tanner Gordon, I should say. Tanner Gordon hasn't been great. He got crushed by Arizona in his last start. He struggled more than he's been good. Washington should be able to do some damage. Mitchell Parker was lit up by Philly in his last start. It was ugly. 9 runs, 10 hits, 3 innings. We'll see if he can bounce back from that. I expect he probably will, though. He had been pitching pretty solid in 3 starts before that. We'll see if he can keep that going here. This is probably, for me, I would look at a Nationals money line, -1 full game run line if you don't want to lay the minus 160 price, but I do think Washington is the side I would go with here. They probably score runs. They probably win this game. The question is just how do you bet it? Do you want the money line? Do you want the full game run line? How exactly do you go about taking Washington or the team total, which is an option as well? But I do think they're the side to look at in this game, and I certainly favor Parker a little bit over Gordon in this one. All right, we move along to the next game. It's Cleveland and the New York Yankees. We've got Cantillo and Cortez, the pitching matchup here in this one. Yankees about -200, home favorites, 8.5 the total. So I took a shot with the Guardians yesterday. I'm pretty sure when I talked about that game with Boyd versus Hill was the pitching matchup. I said it on the show yesterday. I really do think that Cleveland's undervalued here. And, I didn't trust Hill. Yankees bullpen hasn't exactly pitched great here in the last little bit. You have to remember that when you're taking these baseball money lines, especially full game, you have to incorporate the entire package. And to me, the package of the inconsistent Yankee lineup, Nestor Cortez, who's been just like a water faucet, turning it on and off. Like that's what he's been. He's had some great starts and he's been crushed at times as well. What Nestor Cortez are you going to get tonight in this game? And he's got, he does have a better ERA at Yankee Stadium, much worse on the road. So I guess that's a good thing. But, in this price range, I still have my concerns. I know Cantillo is someone he's a lefty that hasn't exactly been phenomenal, 6.23 ERA for him on the season. But you got a very good Cleveland bullpen, a bullpen that's been better than the Yankees. A Cleveland team that won 9-5 last night. Yankees have now lost 3 in a row. They lost 2 of 3 to Detroit over the weekend. I just think the overall package for the Yankees of -190 is not worth it. And I think at this price, if you're going to bet this game, you got to look toward maybe taking a shot here with the Cleveland Guardians again at around plus 165. So that's definitely the side I would approach here in this game. All right, we move along. Next up, it is the Reds and the Blue Jays. Nick Martinez and Yariel Rodriguez, the pitching matchup. Pretty much even money here, minus 110, 8 the total in this game. Yeah, lean Blue Jays team total over, actually. I think I grabbed a little over 4.5 here, or over 3.5, minus 140 on the Toronto Blue Jays team total. You look at it, they scored 10 runs last night. They could have scored more in the first game, but only 3. And I don't trust Nick Martinez. I don't. I know he's been solid at times, but I think in this ballpark, against the way this lineup's been hitting, especially at home, it could be a little bit more of a dicey type of situation for him. Yariel Rodriguez struggled a bit against the Cubs, but he was pitched really well in 2 games before that. Here at home against this Reds lineup, I think he's got the chance to fare pretty well, and he's got really good numbers here at Rogers Center, 2.49 ERA at home for Yariel Rodriguez this season. So I'd rather just focus on the Blue Jays doing some damage here offensively. I did take their team total over 3.5, minus 130 actually at some spots for that Blue Jays team total over. That would be the approach, and that would be the way I would go here in this one. All right, on we go. Next up, we've got the Philadelphia Phillies and the Atlanta Braves. Aaron Nola and Noelle Nola against Max Fried, the lefty for Atlanta. Even money, minus 110, 7.5 the total. I lean Philly, but I don't. These teams are very, very erratic at the moment. Philadelphia's got a losing record since the All-Star break. They're not playing like they did in the first half. Now, Atlanta is starting to warm to the task a little bit. 6-2 in their last 8 games. They won the first game of this series 3-1 last night. They're trying to close the deficit and gain ground on Philadelphia in the NL East. It's a big, big game, big series for them. So I'm not like I lean Atlanta, but I'm not rushing to back them. Plus, then there's Aaron Nola on the road where he can be a little bit shaky at times. But I know I don't want Atlanta because Max Fried's not been great. Max Fried has given up 13 runs in his last 13 innings. Not good. Not good. 1-4 Atlanta in his last 5 starts. So even with Nola's somewhat shaky form, Fried's form has been worse. So I do lean Philadelphia here. I haven't bet this game yet, side or total, but Philly, I'd lean over 7.5. I get it. These two pitchers when they're on, and we know there's been good Max Fried in the past, there's been good Aaron Nola in the past, and we know these lineups are not exactly hitting to their capabilities, particularly of late. But 7.5 with what I'm seeing from both of these starters here, the last few, I certainly would only look to the over with the number being where it is now at 7.5 here with the Phillies and the Braves. All right, next game, Milwaukee, St. Louis. We've got the veteran Kyle Gibson on the mound here for the Cardinals. Tobias Myers for Milwaukee. St. Louis, slight home favorites, minus 120, 7.5 the total in this game. I mean, Milwaukee was my best bet on the show yesterday. It cashed. Now we did have to hang on for dear life at the end, 3-2. They really should have scored probably 6 runs, maybe even 7. I mean, they left a lot of runners on base. They could have scored more than the 3 runs, but they stranded a lot of base runners. But I still said that price was kind of insane to me. Milwaukee's the much better team, and we're basically getting them at a small underdog last night. And I feel the same way here. We're getting this team again, a small underdog. Is it because we don't like Tobias Myers? Okay, he wasn't great in his last start. 4 runs, 8 hits, 5.2 innings against the Dodgers. But let's not forget he gave up 1 run or fewer in 3 straight starts before that as well. And the Brewers are still winning with Myers on the mound. 3-1 in the last 4 starts for Tobias Myers for this Milwaukee team. Meanwhile, you got Kyle Gibson. He got crushed by Cincinnati in his last start. 7 runs in 4.2 innings. Talk about how Milwaukee's been winning for Tobias Myers when he's pitched. St. Louis hasn't been winning for Kyle Gibson when he's pitched. 1-4 for the Cardinals in Gibson's last 5 starts. So, yeah, for me, this is Milwaukee. Another Milwaukee bet for me at even money, plus 100, plus 106 at some spots with the Brewers. Back to the well with the Brew Crew for me here tonight in this one. All right, we move along. It is Detroit and the Chicago Cubs. It looks like we've got Kenta Maeda going to be used in a bulk role tonight for the Tigers. Jameson Taillon for the Cubs. Cubs minus 160, home favorites, 7.5 the total. I do lean a little bit to the Detroit side again. Now, I took a small piece with Detroit last night. And again, they got the 1-0 lead, and late the bullpen let it go, and the Cubs came back and won 3-1. I still think the Cubs are a little overvalued here in this game, just a little bit. And Taillon's form has been not the greatest, 3.62 ERA, but not nearly as sharp lately. And look, Kenta Maeda, you're going to see he's going to pitch the bulk of this game, 6.18 ERA on the season. But in his last 4 appearances, his ERA is down to 2.84 in his last 4 appearances. So don't be fooled by the overall numbers for Kenta. He's actually pitched a lot better here the last 4 times we've seen him make an appearance for the Tigers. So I do think there's a little value on Detroit here at plus 135, plus 140. I think they're worth a shot again tonight. You just got to hope you get better results and a better end result than we saw last night. All right, next up, as we continue along, we've got the Angels and the Royals. Can't believe this guy has found his way back to the big leagues starting again, but here we are in 2024, and we're talking about fucking Johnny Cueto again. And here he is for the LA Angels. Fell off a turnip truck, and he's back in the big leagues again. And Michael Lorenzen on the mound for Kansas City. We've got the Royals minus 180, home favorites, 9 the total in this game. I cashed with the Royals team total over Monday night. I cashed with the Royals team total over again last night. Scored exactly 5 runs in both of those games. The team total was 4.5 in both of those, and that's exactly what we're doing tonight once again. Kansas City Royals, team total, over 4.5. There is no freaking way I'm trusting Johnny Cueto. None. Zero. This is an over-the-hill, aging, retread pitcher who doesn't even have great numbers down in his minor league starts this year with the LA Angels either. So, and Kansas City, look, they're scoring runs right now. They've scored 5, 5, 8, 13, 7 in their last 5 games. This is a red-hot lineup. Bobby Witt Jr. is incredible, but they're also getting a lot of contributions up and down the lineup aside from Bobby Witt as well. So very impressive to see what the Royals. We know this is an Angels bullpen that isn't any good either. So even if Cueto is better than expected, you can do damage against this bad Angels bullpen later in the game. You know, Michael Lorenzen, never been a big fan of him, but I think this trade to Kansas City has done wonders for him from Texas, because he's gotten to the Royals, and in 3 starts in August with KC, 5 runs in almost 15 innings. He's actually pitched pretty well for the Royals, very well, in fact. So that's why I'm going with the team total. Let's just trust Kansas City to do the damage against a retread, over-the-hill Johnny Cueto, and a bullpen behind him that is very incapable. So over 4.5 again with the Royals team total in this game. You can get that around minus 135. All right, we move along here as we keep a nice brisk pace on this busy Wednesday. Busy for me because I'm recording a lot of our football preview videos today for Ian Cameron's Football Frenzy right here on my YouTube channel. Sign up, subscribe to my YouTube channel. All the conference, college football, division, NFL preview videos. We're recording a bunch of them today, more of them tomorrow, more of them on Friday. We're getting a lot of them done over the next 3 days. And there's already a bunch of them that have been posted already. So again, every college football conference, every NFL division preview video on my channel. And of course, I also have to record the Football Frenzy show for this week for CFL Week 12. That will be posted later today as well. So that's why I'm saying it's a busy fucking day. It really is. Lots of videos to shoot, lots of videos to record. So that's why we're keeping a brisk pace. We move along here on this Wednesday slate. What do we got next? I'm like Mike Ditka. I'm 2-7. If you were 2-7, you'd be in a bad mood too. What's next? That's me right now. What's next? What's the next game right now? You got to watch that video. If you've never seen it, man, Mike Ditka when he coached the New Orleans Saints. It's some of the funniest shit you'll ever see. I love what he said in that video too. He's like, that's none of your concern who's going to start. Whichever quarterback starts. Whichever two quarterbacks don't, will back him up. Period. End of story. Cut and dried. And then he said, Mike, any injury updates? Talk to the trainer. Next, Mike, why are you in such a bad mood? What do you care? If you were 2-7, you'd be in a bad mood too. What's next? I mean, it's just, we don't get press conferences quite like that anymore. Not as often. Once in a while, you get a coach losing it and blowing up in front of the media, but you don't get them like that anymore. And it's an epic one. You just search Mike Ditka Saints. You'll find it. Hilarious shit from, I think it was around 1997, I think, when it happened, but hilarious to this day. One of my favorite, post-game press conference tirades that I can remember, certainly in football. All right, Tampa Bay and Oakland, as we get back on subject here. We've got Ryan Pepio for the Tampa Bay Rays taking on Mitchell Spence here for the Oakland Athletics. We've got Tampa Bay minus 130, road favorites, 7.5 the total in this game. You look at this matchup here with Tampa and Oakland, and I don't have anything strong. I actually lean under a little bit here. I mean, you're talking about, two teams where, all of a sudden you kind of look at Tampa and they get to Oakland and suddenly they stop hitting a little bit. I like Ryan Pepio. I've said this. I like what I'm seeing from him lately. He's been solid pitching for this Rays team, 3.69 ERA overall for him. Spence, we'll see how he performs here for the A's. But like with most of these Oakland pitchers, including this guy, they often pitch better at the Coliseum. Their numbers are better here at the Coliseum. And it's definitely for Mitchell Spence. You could see the same thing here, 3.86 ERA. Again, he's got better numbers here at home. So, I'd lean under here, but I definitely think it's accounted for. 7.5 shaded to the under, but I think it probably will be a low-scoring game here when it's all said and done. All right, final game, Seattle Mariners, LA Dodgers, Logan Gilbert, Jack Flaherty, the pitching matchup. Dodgers minus 185, home favorites, 7.5, 8 being the total in this game. I had Seattle in the over last night. We split. Seattle ended up, unfortunately, not able to hold on to their early lead, but the game did go over the total. Dodgers win 6-3. Seattle trying to avoid the sweep. Dodgers have won the first 2 games of this series. Not his best the last couple starts for Jack Flaherty. And look, he's been a bet-on pitcher all the way for me this year. He's had a great season for the Tigers and now with the Dodgers. But last 2 starts have not been his best. In fact, 7 runs in his last 10.2 innings. Maybe signs of fatigue a little bit, wearing down just a bit. So the number of hits have gone up. He's given up more home runs. So I'm not rushing to lay minus 180 here with Flaherty, but I'm almost ready to give up that Seattle can win against a really good team. I like Logan Gilbert. Normally I'd be interested taking him in this price range, but he wasn't great in his last start against Pittsburgh. 4 runs, 5 hits, 6.1 innings. That was on the road. Boston on the road. He got crushed. He got hammered. 7 runs in 2.2 innings. Again, I like Logan Gilbert, but I like him against lesser lineups, lesser offenses, and I definitely like him more at home than on the road. And we know there's a very capable Dodgers lineup. So I don't want Seattle, even though I like Gilbert. I don't know if he'll pitch his best in this matchup. Flaherty, it's just too priced. He's priced too highly for a guy that hasn't pitched as well the last 2 starts. Maybe you could get an over here at 7.5. I would maybe lean that way, 7.5 over the total, but pass for me right now. I don't think I'll be getting involved here in this one. All right. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button. We appreciate it. 80 live viewers right now. Appreciate it very much. One last time, very quickly, I want to mention the 6 months all sports because this is important. This is some of the best. If you're looking for subscriptions, so many of them are just way too overpriced. Rip you off. You get maybe 1 play a week, and it's just low volume, and you don't get a lot with it. You do with this. It's $250, 6 months all sports, and it's every wager that I make gets posted at Dub Club. Side total, player prop, everything for every sport. And again, until Saturday, it's available for just $250 for 6 months all sports. Now through February is when the subscription will last. The entire NFL and college football season, the rest of MLB and CFL seasons, NHL, NBA, college basketball, good chunk of that season. Now through Saturday, the discount, $250. So again, make sure you sign up. We're currently having a solid, profitable CFL season. Profitable MLB season, barely. Got to be truthful, barely profitable in MLB, but it's profitable. Although I'm very disappointed to see that Boston, Houston stayed under the total. How do the Astros get shut down by Cooper Criswell? How does that happen today to them? See, that's what's frustrating about Houston. Every now and then they're going to have one of those games like today where how the hell do you only score one run in that game? How? Explain that. But they did. But nevertheless, sign up 6 months all sports. Again, make sure you check that out. The offer's only good until Saturday. 22.2 units of profit, NFL and college football combined. Every wager, every day, every sport at Dub Club. 6 months all sports down to $250. So make sure you sign up. All right, best bet for this Wednesday card. Let me see what for best bet I like the most here. It's an interesting question here. How about Minnesota, San Diego over? Let's go with that. Twins, Padres over 8, -120. Woods Richardson does have worse numbers on the road. Waldron's been a mess lately. I think we can see enough offense both ways to get that game over the total. So Twins, Padres over 8, -120 for my best bet. There you go. Hit the like button on the way out. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. Bet like Tony Soprano. Bet with Bobano. And we will see you again tomorrow for another edition of Bet with Bobano.